Good morning. I'm John Curran, and I'd like to welcome you all back to ARIN 3045 virtual meeting. I am going to open up today's meeting, and I will do the introductions and get us started with our policy discussions. So welcome, everyone. We're glad you could be here, and very happy to use this medium to see how we can handle remote participation and a meeting entirely virtual, given the circumstances we're in. Participating today, we have the normal customary folks we'd have at a meeting, our ARIN Board of Trustees. That includes our chair, Paul Anderson, our vice chair, Bill Sandiford, Nancy Carter, our treasurer, Catherine Middleton, Peter Harrison, myself, President and CEO, Dan Alexander, and Steve Ryan, who is our General Counsel and Secretary. The Advisory Council is also present on the call. The Advisory Council is the one that handles the policy development process at ARIN and works with the community to help evolve the policies so that we follow a process that let's make sure that everyone has a chance for their say on the policies and to make sure that they go through appropriately, that they are well considered and are fair to everyone. We also have the NRO Number Council with us. The NRO Number Council works with the other RIRs, representatives from those RIRs, to work on global policy matters, and so they're also participating. Participants, for folks who want to look, you can actually see it on your participant bar. We have approximately 82 participants, and that includes 18 of the staff and speakers that we'll have today. So very good turnout. Rules and reminders. When we get to the discussion of the policies, our chair of the Board of Trustees, Paul Anderson, will moderate the discussion. Please state your name and affiliation clearly each time. This applies whether or not you're using the Q&A method or whether you're speaking live by being recognized at the microphone. Standards of your behavior are in the discussion guide. They're available online. You can click there if you want to see the standards of behavior. They call for everyone to respect each other in how they handle the discussion. The chat. So there is a chat going right now, and folks might notice that. If you click on the chat button, you can bring it up. And I'll tell folks, make sure you set the chat to all panelists and attendees if that's what you're intending. The default is just the panelists, and a lot of you want to speak with each other. So we just remind you that's how you make that change. And then in addition to the chat, we have the reminder that everyone should be in the chat professional and on topic. It is being recorded. It's being kept for the archive. Please follow, again, the standards of behavior. We have the Q&A button also at your bottom bar in your Zoom interface here. I know you're all familiar with it, but this is a little different than your normal Zoom interface. And at any time during the presentations, you can enter a question into the Q&A and they'll be recognized. At the point when they're recognized, at the end, we'll go through the question and answer queue before we open it up for a general open mic on the topic. You raise your hand to recognize that you want to speak, and we'll be put in queue. Once we've done all the Q&A, we'll see if there's any raised hands, and we'll at that point promote you so that you can actually be heard by the panelists. The other aspect that people need to keep in mind, we are recording and live streaming, so that's important. You are being recorded. It also means because there's a live streaming transcript, I ask everyone speak slowly and clearly to make sure that the transcriptionist can make an accurate record of the discussion. With that, let me go through today's agenda. We have a couple of policy proposals that we're going to handle. ARIN 2019-21, Reserve Pool Replenishment, and ARIN 2020-1, clarifying the holding period for resources received. We then have a break, just as we did yesterday, and we'll come back from the break and pick up another policy discussion, 2020, grandfathering of organizations removed from the wait list. And then we'll go into recommended draft policy, ARIN 2020-3, IPv6 nano allocations. We'll then have an update from ARIN's governance working group, and then several board reports, the treasurer's report, the board of trustees report, and just as yesterday, we'll end with an open microphone session and closing announcements. So it's a pretty busy day. You can find the agenda online if you're interested at ARIN 45_agenda. And with that, I'll see if there's any questions. I don't see any questions, and so let's get started right into the policy discussions. Our next presenter is Owen DeLong, and he's going to be presenting recommended draft policy ARIN 2019-21. Over to you, Owen.